You swore on your own life and your kid's life that you saw photos and reports of crash retrievals and non-human intelligent bodies. That's an incredible statement that you saw in a skiff. Then a year earlier, you in 2025 at the UAP disclosure fund briefing to Congress mentioned four types of ET races. You said that, they are Nordics, Greys, insectoids, and reptilians. And you mentioned that, the public has low credibility evidence on that. And then the classified programs is high credible evidence
Yeah.
potentially of this. My question for you is, and I'm not trying to push you to break your NDAs here, but I know you can't say much, but in those photos and reports, were those species involved in those photos and reports that you saw?
Just one of them. And there's a minimum of four, and that was my slip up for not clarifying that. There's a minimum of four. The best example of the number of, I don't know if you would say species versus morphology. You have to look at Bob Emenegger's book, his companion book to his 1974 television documentary, UFOs, Past, Present, and Future.
Yeah, I saw it.
And yeah, he's got a section in the middle of the book showing graphics of the taxonomy of different UAP craft that have been observed and investigated by Project Blue Book. And then there's one with the taxonomy of NHIs or aliens. And that's that section on the taxonomy of the different NHIs slash aliens, or UFOnauts, as Jacques Vallée calls them, is an excellent example of the variety of different type of UAP beings or crew members that have been reported and investigated and encountered. So there's a minimum of four. The insect, and as I qualified as at the May 1st, 2025 House Oversight Committee, I clarified that the reptilians and insectoids are not a species well, they are. They're. It's just that they morphologically resemble what they're familiar with on Earth. So, for example, the insectoid is going to represent a type of NHI species that resembles or looks like, it's got the
A praying
facial
mantis.
and body morphology of an insect or a praying mantis, yeah. But that's not what they are. They're not a praying mantis by any means. They're not an insect by any means. It's just that that's how they appear, and
Right.
it
They're not an
resembles them.
evolution of a
No,
praying
that type
mantis,
of man.
actually.
Yeah, and so the same with the reptilian. It doesn't mean that they're reptiles. It just means that they resemble an Earth-type reptile. Remember, these
Sure.
things, we don't know that they even come from Earth. So, but that doesn't mean that's exactly what they are. We don't have, I'm not aware that we've got any deceased ones. I'm aware that we've recovered deceased grays. And the grays are like the little ones you saw near the end of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. The little
Yeah,
guy,
yeah,
diminutive bodies
yeah.
and really large heads.